Hello everyone, welcome to La Excellence. In this session, we are going to learn about the subnivium. Subnivium is nothing but a secret ecosystem which is under the snow. So, what is the subnivium climate then? Subnivium climate. Subnivium climate, many plants and animals they actually rely on the snow car for safety in the winter harsh conditions. We are experiencing and witnessing the USA's storm of snow. So in that conditions, they have observed scientists have observed few kinds of environments and ecosystems. So they have identified the subnivium long ago. They have researchers in 1940s and 1960s as well, but they observed this subnivium in the recent times. That's why it is for us to learn this, and it comes under the science and technology part, environment and ecology part also. So it is subnivium is nothing but the small area in between the snowpack and the ground. We can see this is the snowpack and this is the ground. We can see this is the subnivium. This environment, or sorry, this ecosystem is the subnivium. So this subnivium, it is actually came from the Latin word navis. Latin word navis for snow and sub for the below. So it is the most important ecosystem. The subnivium, it is also well insulated and stable, that its temperature holds ready around the 32 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 0 degrees Celsius. Winter snow cover is now predicted to last 110 days and down for the 126 days in between 1982 and 2014 according to the NASA's Earth Observatory study. So this means the species will have to survive to for additional month without any defense mechanism. That's why they create their own ecosystem for their survival. So another problem facing species is longer periods of this frozen soil, which exposes them to colder temperatures and makes them to more vulnerable to the predators. So animals like we can see the rodents here, rodents and some other kind of animals like this kind of birds, they find their what we call shuttle, or what we call they find their shelter under this snow. So they are being exposed for the predators and the tougher chances to find any food during this frozen times. So that's how they create their own ecosystem for this, and they have their own kind of ecosystem which is actually prepared by themselves. So another thing we need to understand is that the another thing we need to remember is that the subnivium, or in plural form we can call that as the subnivia. So the subnivium is the seasonal microhabitat at the snow ground interface and serves as the refuge for these different kinds or diversity of the species. So increasingly warmer winters are disrupting the continuity of the snow car, so likely the stability of the subnivium also changes. So to examine this extent and the duration of this sensitive and the widespread of this subnivium is made by the different kinds of different studies are made by different what we call scientists. So they provide the required data which is useful for the survival of animals. If we cannot help the different kinds of animals in the winter, we cannot go and bring them into our homes and give. But the only thing we can do is we cannot disturb them while they are living under the subnivia or the subnivium, the secret ecosystem which is created by themselves by the animals who are which are living in the snow prone areas. So we can see the different kinds of layers here: fresh snowfall, wind crust, and dense layer which is formed after a while, and the ice length and the depth hole. We can see actual ground in here. This part is the subnivia which is actually giving shelter to the different kinds of insects or the rodents or the birds and different kinds of animals which can make burrows and hide themselves for a period. హైబర్నేషన్ అని అంటారు కదా, అలా అన్నమాట.